Hello and welcome to Cooking with Gourmet Gorman. Today I'm going to be cooking you a tasty rabbit curry with this lovely, fresh, wild rabbit that was shot locally to here. Rabbit used to be a very popular food in the UK about 50 years ago, but it declined with the advent of myxomatosis. And no, myxomatosis isn't Italian for rearranging the appendages attached to your foot. Myxomatosis was a very serious disease that wiped out a lot of the UK's population of rabbits. But the good news is, rabbits are back, they're cheap and they're very tasty. So let's cook them. So the way I'm going to cook this curry is to use a green masala as the base for the sauce. Green masala is made of onion, garlic, ginger, chopped green coriander, mint and green chillies, and they're all fried up nicely to make the base. Then I'm going to fry the rabbit. I'm going to add maybe a bit of apple, some potatoes and some stock and some more spices of course, and let the curry simmer in that for about 40-45 minutes. Probably no longer than that because rabbit, like chicken, will tend to fall off the bone if you cook it for too long, and we don't want that. Now, I always recommend having steady hands when cooking, so that's why I'm using this hand steadying preparation, and it's a good thing to do whenever you're in the kitchen. Okay, well, I've got to joint the rabbit now, so let's butcher some bunny. There you go. I don't think he'll be running anywhere in the near future. But seriously, that's the rabbit jointed. It's pretty easy to do. To take the limbs off, all you do is find the point where the limb meets the carcass, cut around the meat, find the joint, cut straight through it. And the rib cage and the backbone, you basically sever the vertebra where the rib cage meets the backbone and take the meat off just below the last rib, and you end up with these pieces, 6 pieces really. That's the rib cage, that's the saddle, which is the backbone bit, 2 hind legs and 2 forelegs. Okay, it's time to get on with the cooking. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is make the green masala. So I've got onions, ginger and garlic in there. Throw that into the pan. And I've got a bowl full of nice chopped green coriander. Chuck that in. Some nice fresh green chillies chopped up. Try and get all the seeds. And about a tablespoon of dried mint. I'm going to fry this down until we've got a nice base. Okay, the green masala is cooked down nicely, as you can see. So now I'm going to add the rabbit to the pan and let it fry around for a bit, just until it gets a bit of colour, and then I can add the spices that's going to make the curry for us. There you go, that all goes in like that. I'm just going to fry it around for a bit. Okay, as you can see, the rabbit has now lost its raw appearance, beginning to take on some colour. So I'm going to add the spices. I've got three heaped teaspoons of ground coriander powder. Put that in. 2 teaspoons of ground cumin. And then in this one, I've got half a teaspoon each of turmeric and mustard powder, and then a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon and a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. That's cinnamon powder, by the way. So a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, half teaspoon of turmeric, half teaspoon of mustard. I'm just going to coat everything in these spices, fry them around a little bit. Now you've got to be careful here, because spices, powdered spices, burn quite easily on the bottom of the pan. So to avoid that, what I'm going to do in a second, when we've got everything well coated, is add a tablespoon of cider vinegar, which is great for the recipe as well. Anytime you add mint to something with cider vinegar, you get a great aroma, and it works well with the green coriander as well. Green coriander, when it's fried, is completely different to just adding it in at the end of curries. It adds quite a stronger flavour really that adds to the sauce. So here we go with our cider vinegar. And I'm going to fry that around for a minute just to get the spices coating everything. Okay, we've got the meat, the rabbit, nicely coated in the spices and the green masala, and it's frying up nicely. So now I'm going to add about half a pint or so of chicken stock. This is actually stock from a stock cube, but if you've got fresh stock it's even better. Here it goes. Okay, I've got the sauce simmering nicely with the rabbit. Now what I'm going to do is add chopped Bramley apple and some cubed potatoes into there. The idea is the Bramley apple will slowly dissolve into the sauce and add a sweetness to it, and the potatoes just add a nice, they help to thicken it and they add a nice flavour to anything you add, and also we like potatoes, don't we? They're nice to eat. So now that's simmering nicely. Just before I put the lid on, I'm going to add these two beautiful homegrown red chilies, grown in the greenhouse of a friend. Kate Williams, you know who you are. I'm going to add those into the sauce, and they'll soften down and add their own flavour to it slowly as it cooks. So I'm going to put the lid on, leave it for about maybe 45 minutes, come back and stir it occasionally. Turn over that rib cage joint because that needs to cook nicely on both sides, and it'll add a lot of flavour to the sauce. Okay, the curry's simmering away nicely now in the sauce, so it's time for me to relax with a nice glass of wine and one of my favourite movies. Okay, well I've managed to drag myself away from water shit down for 5 minutes. The sauce has been on for about 35-40 minutes, and I've taken the lid off in the last 5 minutes just to let the sauce cook down a bit. And what I'm going to do, I've got some grated creamed coconut here, which will just help to add a little bit of richness to it, and I'm going to throw that in. And leave that 5 or 10 minutes and it should be done. And there we have it, folks. That's my rabbit curry, cooked in a green masala sauce with apple, potato and coconut. Thanks for watching. Until next time, bye bye.